Hello everyone, welcome back to Arizona Science Center Facebook Live at 12:30. Today, my name's Erin, by the way. Today we are going to be talking about vibrations. So, have you ever felt anything vibrate? Maybe, maybe not. So, did you know that vibrations actually make sound? Really good to test this on something that you do almost every single day, or every single day, is if you gently take your hand and touch your throat and you actually start talking, so you can tell someone about your favorite color, your favorite food, or anything like that, you'll actually kind of feel your throat vibrate. So what's happening is you have vocal cords and they rub against each other. And then as you move your mouth, you start to make sounds, and those sounds are what we hear. But you can also do some pretty cool other things to make vibrations that make sound. So I have some really random stuff that I found. Random stuff make the best science. So what I have is I have a square container. It's kind of dirty, but that's okay. So I have a square container, rubber bands, I have some balloons, I also have some rice in a container with a lid. The lid's important. And then I just have two hard cups, one that's now cracked. So I have two hard cups. So I'm gonna use these materials to actually make 3 different things, so that way I can make vibrations, and then the vibrations will make sound. So the first one is actually really easy. I'm actually just going to take the container of rice, and I'm just going to put a lid on it. Yeah. Make sure the lid is nice and secure. So I've closed this up, and it's sound. So the rice on the inside, when it bangs against it, it actually causes a vibration, which then makes the sound. And with this, you can actually make really cool beats and music and all that really cool fun stuff. So now, I have a really simple one. I'm gonna make it a little bit more complex by making something else with rubber bands and a container. Now, I did specifically grab a square container because it will keep the rubber bands in place compared to a circular container. So what you want to do is you just want to take the rubber bands, stretch it around it, so that way it looks like this. Now I have 3 rubber bands, so I'm going to attach all 3 rubber bands. If you have more rubber bands, use more rubber bands. If you have less rubber bands, use less rubber bands. But I'm going to use all 3. And so now this, when you use your fingers and you actually kind of like pull at the rubber bands, because it's rubber and they stretch, they'll actually kind of like vibrate back and forth. So if I try and vibrate or make these rubber bands vibrate, do you think we'll hear sound? What do you think? If I make these vibrate, will it make sound? Let's test it. So, just gonna see. Let's see if you can see. When I pluck it, it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see a slight vibration back and forth. So that vibration is making the sound. And if I pluck it harder, it's gonna make a louder sound like this. Ready? And then if I do softer, the noise is softer. Now, does this, by chance, remind you of something else? I don't know. It might. So now, we're going to do our last vibration machine. Let's go with that word, vibration machine. So this one is going to be the most complex one we're making. So for this, you're going to need a cup, a container, something, and a balloon. So on the balloon, you are actually going to also need scissors. You are going to cut the balloon right down in here. Okay, be careful cutting. These are not very good scissors. Oh, there we go. Just kind of have to pull it. There we go. So this little part, you don't need it. So now I'm actually going to cut it a little. Oh, that should work actually. So what you want to do is you're going to take the balloon and you're going to stretch it out like this. And then you are actually going to stretch it over the opening of your container. So if you have smaller balloons, I suggest smaller containers. If you have a big balloon, you can do a big container. And also, if you notice, the balloon does kind of get wider around the outside. So if you even need to make your balloon a little bigger, you can cut it a little bit lower, which is, balloons are not the easiest thing to cut, apparently. It's fine. So you want to take your balloon. Be very careful because they rip easily. So you're going to take your balloon. I'm recutting my balloon. So you're going to take your balloon and you're going to want to stretch it over the opening of your cup. So here we have the cup and we have this. So if I were to tap it, this will actually vibrate, which makes sound. So now this, does it remind you of anything that you've seen before or you've heard before? So all of these three things I made, you can easily make them at home, and you don't necessarily need the same materials I do. You can always try and substitute out different materials to see if you get a different result. So the first one I made is just an item in a closed container. The third thing I made is just something that you can stretch and pull. The third thing I made is just some type of tight plastic that is actually covering a container. So these are three different things that I've made with very simple materials that vibrate and make sound. Now, I do have a question for you guys. What is something that you could try and make that's different than these three things that will vibrate and make sound? I don't know. That might be a future challenge for you today, to try and make something that will vibrate so it makes sound. Well, thank you guys for joining me. My name's Erin. I'm here at Arizona Science Center. If you guys want to see more really cool fun activities like this, you can actually go on our Facebook and we have a bunch of really cool videos. We also have a bunch of stuff online at azscience.org where we have a bunch of activities for you guys that you guys can do at home. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!